Welcome to our journey through the pages of history, where shadows whisper tales of power, faith, and blood. In this series, we unravel the life of a monarch whose reign left an indelible mark on the fabric of England. She was a queen caught between the tides of reform and tradition, a woman who fought tirelessly for her beliefs amidst the storm of political intrigue. Join us as we delve into the story of Mary Tudor, famously known as Bloody Mary. From her tumultuous ascent to the throne to her fervent quest to restore her faith across the realm, we explore the trials and tribulations of England's first reigning queen. Through battles fought in the shadows of heresy and the corridors of power, her legacy is a tapestry woven with the threads of conviction and controversy. Was she a tyrant bathed in the blood of her subjects, or a misunderstood monarch trapped by the era's tumultuous currents? Together, we'll journey beyond the myths to discover the woman behind the crown, the queen behind the legend. So brace yourselves, history enthusiasts, as we step back in time to the reign of Mary Tudor. Subscribe and hit the bell icon to not miss any episode of our exploration into the life and legacy of Bloody Mary. Let the past speak, as we uncover the truths and tales of a queen who shaped an era. Mary Tudor was born on February 18, 1516, at the Palace of Placentia in Greenwich, England, to King Henry VIII and his first wife, Catherine of Aragon. Mary was their only child to survive infancy, making her the focus of dynastic hopes. Her mother, Catherine, was a Spanish princess, which linked Mary to a powerful European lineage. Raised in a royal household, Mary received an exemplary education for a princess of her time, focusing on Latin, French music, and religious studies. She was a devout Catholic, mirroring her mother's strong faith. This religious conviction would shape much of her life and reign. The turning point in Mary's early life came with her father's determination to annul his marriage to Catherine of Aragon. Henry's desire for a male heir and his infatuation with Anne Boleyn led to England's break with the Catholic Church, establishing the Church of England. Mary was declared illegitimate, and her status as heir was revoked, profoundly impacting her position in court and her relationship with her father. Mary's life was further complicated by Henry's subsequent marriages and the birth of her half-siblings, Elizabeth and Edward. Despite these challenges, Mary remained steadfast in her Catholic faith, which put her at odds with the Protestant reforms initiated by her father and later, under her brother Edward VI's reign. This period of religious and personal turmoil laid the foundation for Mary's resolve to restore Catholicism upon her ascension to the throne. Her early experiences of displacement, conflict, and steadfast faith played a crucial role in shaping her policies and her legacy as Bloody Mary. Upon the death of Henry VIII in 1547, Mary's 9-year-old half-brother, Edward VI, succeeded him, with a regency council ruling in his name. Edward's reign was marked by further Protestant reforms that moved England away from Catholicism, which Mary deeply opposed. The king and his council viewed Mary's staunch Catholicism as a political and religious threat. Edward VI's premature death in July 1553 precipitated a succession crisis. In his will, Edward attempted to exclude Mary from the line of succession in favour of his cousin, Lady Jane Grey, who was proclaimed queen. This move was motivated by a desire to ensure the continuation of Protestant reforms and to prevent the restoration of Catholicism that Mary's accession promised. Mary's response to her disinheritance was swift and decisive. She mustered significant support from the nobility and the common people, many of whom remained Catholic and were disillusioned with the religious upheavals. Within days of Jane's proclamation, Mary's forces gathered strength, leading to widespread defections from Jane's supporters to Mary's side. This overwhelming support forced the Privy Council to switch allegiance, proclaiming Mary as queen on July 19, 1553. Mary's accession was not just a triumph over political adversaries, it was a significant moment for England, marking the return of a Catholic monarch to the throne after years of Protestant reform. Her rise to power underscored the deep religious and political divisions within the country and set the stage for her efforts to reverse the Reformation in England. Mary's path to the throne reveals a woman of remarkable resilience and determination. Despite being marginalized and declared illegitimate, she successfully claimed her right to rule in a male-dominated society, becoming England's first reigning queen. Upon ascending the throne in 1553, Mary I immediately embarked on reversing the Protestant reforms initiated by her father and brother. She viewed the restoration of Catholicism not only as a personal mission but also as a divine mandate. Her first significant act was to repeal the religious legislation passed during Edward VI's reign, thereby reinstating the papal authority over the Church of England. In 1554, Mary married Philip II of Spain, a union that was both a political alliance and a personal choice influenced by her Catholic faith. Philip, though nominally king, was not granted co-sovereign rights, a decision that reflected the English nobility's wariness of Spanish influence. Nevertheless, the marriage was unpopular among Mary's subjects, fueling fears of England becoming a puppet state under Spanish control. Perhaps the most controversial aspect of Mary's reign was her aggressive campaign against Protestantism, which came to be known as the Marian persecutions. Determined to root out heresy, Mary's government executed over 280 individuals, including prominent Protestant leaders like Thomas Cranmer, the former Archbishop of Canterbury. These actions earned her the nickname Bloody Mary in Protestant historiography. While her intent was to unify England under the Catholic Church, the persecutions instead deepened religious divisions, casting a long shadow over her legacy. Mary's reign was a period of significant religious turmoil, which, while failing to achieve its goal of a Catholic England, significantly influenced the religious landscape of the country. Her policies, particularly the persecutions, have been the subject of much historical debate, with some historians arguing they were driven by political necessity rather than personal vendetta. Despite her intentions, Mary's efforts to restore Catholicism were ultimately short-lived. Her reign, however, remains a pivotal chapter in the history of England's religious evolution, illustrating the complexities of governance and faith in a time of profound change. Mary I passed away on November 17, 1558, at the age of 42, likely from ovarian cysts or uterine cancer. Her death marked the end of her attempts to re-Catholicize England. She was succeeded by her half-sister, Elizabeth I, who was a Protestant. Elizabeth's ascension to the throne heralded the Elizabethan religious settlement, which re-established the Church of England's independence from Rome, effectively undoing Mary's efforts to restore Catholicism. Mary Tudor's reign has been the subject of significant historical debate. Critics have often focused on the Marian persecutions, using them to define her legacy negatively. However, recent scholarship has sought to re-evaluate her reign, considering her achievements in governance and her attempts to navigate the complexities of ruling as a female monarch in a patriarchal society. Despite her failures, Mary is recognized for her conviction and her role in the Tudor dynasty's story. Mary's efforts to restore Catholicism in England had a lasting impact, even if not in the way she intended. Her reign highlighted the deep religious divisions within the country, setting the stage for future conflict. Additionally, Mary's marriage to Philip II of Spain would have long-term geopolitical implications, influencing Anglo-Spanish relations for decades. For the Catholic Church, Mary's reign represented a brief moment of hope for the Counter-Reformation in England. While ultimately unsuccessful, her efforts underscored the global nature of the religious struggles of the period. Mary Tudor's legacy is complex, marked by her unwavering faith, her tumultuous reign, and the enduring moniker Bloody Mary. While her attempts to reverse the Protestant Reformation in England were ultimately undone by her successor, her reign remains a fascinating study of conviction, power, and the challenges of monarchical rule in the 16th century. As our journey through the life of Mary Tudor comes to a close, we are left to ponder the legacy of a queen whose reign has been etched into history with a moniker as crimson as the blood spilled during her efforts to reunite a kingdom divided by faith. Bloody Mare, a title that has both condemned and captivated, prompts us to look beyond the surface, to seek the woman beneath the crown, and to understand the tumultuous times that shaped her rule. We've traversed the corridors of power and the sanctuaries of faith, witnessing the struggles of a monarch who faced the impossible task of navigating a realm on the brink of religious and political upheaval. Her story is a poignant reminder of the complexities of leadership and the human cost of conviction. As we conclude, it's essential to reflect on the lessons history teaches us through the lives of those like Mary Tudor. Her reign, marked by fervour and fire, challenges us to consider the impact of our beliefs and the legacies we leave behind. Thank you for joining us on this historical odyssey. If Mary Tudor's story has intrigued you, stirred your curiosity, or shed light on the shadows of history, we invite you to share your thoughts, engage in the conversation, and subscribe for more tales from the past. Until next time, keep exploring, keep questioning, and let the lessons of history guide your path.